Men love calling women drama queens when they're the drama. And they love making us mad. They love it. And that's why I stopped giving them that pleasure, because it will always be used against you. Now, before I go into how I safely am able to experience rage in front of my husband and how that has provided a lot of healing for me, one of the reasons why I do not let most men see my rage is because they will then use that to justify me being crazy or hysterical, because the medical community has even created fake illnesses to explain women being rightfully upset about being exploited, raped, and abused and all that stuff, right? And so this is another reason why any man that is purposely trying to make you mad, especially with his little jokes, those pranks, that man wants to see you suffer. He loves it. Again, I mean, I don't know how many videos I have to make on why men who prank their wives are on the domestic violence pipeline, baby. That is the biggest red flag. A man that likes to see you upset. Because men know that under patriarchy, women are not allowed to be angry. And it's even worse if you're a black woman because of the stereotypes that have been created that are rooted in anti-blackness, misogynoir. But women in general are not allowed to be mad. That's like the one emotion that we're not supposed to ever show. And it's brilliant. We're not allowed to be the one thing that we should be because of being exploited by our fathers, our grandfathers, our husbands, our boyfriends, literally any man that we run into, men who demand that we do things for them, smile for them, tiptoe around their ego, give them our free labor. Like, men I don't even know ask for my free labor all the time. My emotional labor. Me, yay, wow, make them feel important. And right, so like the thing that we should be is mad. Yet so many men are so sadistic and love drama so much that is purposely what they're aiming for. Because again, there's nothing worse than indifference. They either want you to like, just look at Donald Trump. He's the perfect example of somebody who's like, I literally don't care what kind of attention I get as long as I get attention. A lot of men are bullies, and it's not just like the former jock football players. Some of the worst bullies are the ones who were huge dorks in high school. Now it's like Revenge of the Nerds inside your home every day until you die. You are just the live-in dork that they get to beat up. And so what I've learned is that I can be really mad, but I don't let men see my anger unless I feel safe with them, because they will always gaslight me, being, look at that crazy. They want us to be crazy. They want to humiliate us with our rage. So my rage goes quiet. I contain my rage, then I let it out when I feel safe. I do not give men the pleasure of knowing how much they're upsetting me. I remove myself. I, gray rock them or whatever. I ask them, what do you mean by that? But I will not let them see me get crazy if I can help it. The one man who does get to see me pissed is my husband. In fact, I have done so much healing in our relationship, because even within this relationship in the beginning, not now I'm not afraid of him seeing anything. In the beginning, I wasn't used to being with a safe man that I could experience the whole range of emotions in front of and still feel loved and safe. And he's not afraid of my anger. He knows my history with not being able to express it. I mean, any survivor of domestic violence, you literally have so much rage bottled up in you that you were not allowed to express. You had to stay alive. That stuff didn't just go away. It came out, especially in the beginning of our relationship, especially during COVID. I remember one of the first times and I think Gloria Steineman is the one who said that a lot of women, when they're really mad, they cry. That's me. I've only yelled at somebody, like really yelled at them in a rage before my husband twice. One was when my friends left me in Mexico. They literally left me with like a $500 bill. And then I almost got arrested. I was rageful and I yelled like I'd never yelled before. The only other time I've ever yelled was at that ex that I had, the abusive ex. And that was 100% reactive abuse, which I don't even like that word because it's not abuse. Literally just yelled at him. And it scared me. And I always use that as a reason to think maybe I was abusive because I yelled at him that one time. No, it's because I had snapped after months of being abused and gaslit and silenced and all that stuff. But other than that, those two times, I never yelled, like gone off. And then I got married to a safe man. And he knew that I did not feel comfortable being mad. So he's always like, babe, it's okay. I can handle it. Say what you need to say. I'm not going anywhere. And the first time I really just let it out, we were walking the dog in a park. I was so mad because he hadn't taken the dog out and done some stuff. And I had some legit reasons to be mad, but I hadn't talked about it. I hadn't said anything. I had bit my tongue and I was about to explode. And he was like, clearly you're upset at me. Like, you need to say something. Just say it. I'm like, I don't think you want me to say this. I'm afraid of what I'm about to say. He's like, babe, I promise you I can handle it. Bring it. Bring it. Now, I've only done this like a couple times, so I don't think it's healthy to do this on a regular basis. But I yelled at him for like 10 minutes. I don't think I said anything that I really regretted, but I yelled. And he was like, empty your bag. Empty your bag. That's what they say in France. It's like, that's like a way of being like, get it out, get it out. And then afterwards I was like, oh. And later on, I referred to it as a joke. I was like, remember that time I went out off on you in the park? I was like, oh, I'm so embarrassed. He's like, don't be embarrassed. I was really proud of you. I know how hard it was for you to do that, but it's important that you do that. You need to get this stuff out, but maybe not hold it in as long so it doesn't come out like that. You need to tell me when you're upset that we don't have that again. So that's when I started to learn how to just let myself really acknowledge, am I mad about something? Hell yeah, I'm mad about something. And I talked to him about it. Now, I have to be careful because I can get easily triggered by him and take out all the things my exes did on him, and that's not fair, which is why I have a community of people who hold me accountable, a best friend who I can run stuff by before if I'm really like, ooh, this seems like, when they say like the hysterical is historical, the visceral is historical, when I'm in that like, I probably need to run it by somebody and make sure that I'm not about to say something I'm going to regret. I absolutely have done that a few times. This summer I went off and was even like mentioning the divorce word, and he was like, because that's not what I want. I don't want a divorce. Like, you know what I mean? So I do have to keep this rage in check. But one of the most healing things that's ever happened to me in my life is for the first time in my life, I can be angry and even full of rage in front of a man, and he's not scared. Not only is he not scared, he knows that if I don't stay in touch with my anger, which tells me that either A, there's a sense of injustice, or B, there is something from the past that is coming up right now. If I don't stay in touch with that, I'm going to swallow it, and then I'm going to blow something up later on. It's probably going to hurt both of us. For men who really want to do the work, who really want to have a healthy partnership, you need to let the woman you love, be mad. You need to not be so afraid of it. And you need to create a safe space for her to be angry, because I guarantee you she's got a lot of stuff she should be angry about. She probably has some schmegdual trauma. Like, not even probably, she does. The level of it, maybe like capital T, might be like, smaller trauma, like I don't even know how to quantify it, honestly. But I promise you, any woman dating a man under patriarchy is going to come to that relationship with a ton of trauma and a ton of rage. And if you don't give her a safe space to get in touch with that, to express that, and use her voice, she will not be authentic with you. You'll never really know her. And then if you don't know her, you can't love her. And if you can't love her, she's not going to be able to love you back. And you know what I mean? It's also, she's going to get sick. This stuff turns into diseases. And we just swallow and swallow and swallow. Literally was in the hospital with a throat thing, couldn't eat, being fed through a tube from swallowing so much anger and silencing myself. So anger is a good thing. I am so not afraid of anger now for the first time in my life. I love it because it tells me there's something going on. There's something I need to deal with from my past, or something happening right now that I need to communicate and that I'm probably not communicating. It is one of the biggest and best gifts in the last few years of my life, is finally getting in touch with anger and rage. Now I'm not afraid of it. I'm not afraid of it. It's such a liberating feeling. The same way that a lot of women have to make peace with their anger and their rage, and by making peace, I mean getting in touch with it, it's the same thing that men who, because of patriarchy and toxic masculinity and the way they're socialized, that's the only thing they can do. And so they have to get in touch with all of those other feelings that have cut them off from their humanity. Under patriarchy, we are all being cut off from our humanity. It just looks different based on how you were socialized and gendered. And if you find the right person, if you end up being with the wrong person, they can literally set you back decades. And, if you're a woman especially, unalive you. But with the right person who's ready to do this work and who is not afraid, so much healing can happen. A lot of healing can happen on your own. A lot. Most of mine did. A lot of healing can happen within community, but having healing within my partnership, I was not expecting this, and it's pretty freaking cool.